Hey guys, welcome to your reading. Okay, it's still been a while, but we're getting there. So I was going to do star signs again and start that off, but I've had a change of mind and I just heard change of plans, okay, which is an actual thing, but messages have already started, okay? So take on board the messages which are for you and just discard the rest. I just heard someone say everything speaks, okay, but in what way it's speaking is up to your own personal discernment and interpretations, okay? This is regarding life lessons, life purposes, and know that you're exactly where you need to be regarding life circumstances, okay? Now, someone said it's not all doom and gloom, okay, but we've rocked up to the party and I just heard your emotional needs will be met, okay? Your emotional needs will be met, okay? But start from within. And someone just said, so within, as within, so without, sorry. They're showing me like, it's really cute. It's hard to know whether that's a spinning top or a flying saucer, but it's that same kind of sorcery, I guess, image shape there, okay? Now, the stars have aligned, right? And I just heard, I'm sick of false hopes, and I just heard false positives, okay? So let's have a dig into this, guys. Let's have a look at this. I just heard the quote, I am the greatest, okay? As in like Muhammad Ali, and overcoming states of adversity, challenges, obstacles, to achieve great results, okay? But someone here is really encouraging someone to go within, because as within, so without, they're saying, okay? So they're saying meditative purposes here. Okay, going with the flow for someone here and sit back, relax. Okay, they're showing me someone in a it's almost looking like a lifeboat, I want to say, but they're just kind of like laying back with their, hands behind their head, just enjoying the process. Okay, this can be done. All right, and I just heard all rights reserved. Okay. See how this goes, because someone's referencing to like challenging times and obstacles, okay? They said a mishap, and I feel like maybe on a separate message it might be a mishap for someone, which is usually serious, but I just heard a mishap avoided as well, and thank God something didn't happen, okay? So use your own discernment, they're saying. Use your own discernment. They're showing me a cloud, and they're showing me faces within the cloud. There's an observance here. And they just said of humanity, okay? And look at how far that you've come, personal evolutions here. You're all doing a great job. No looks can be deceiving, right? There's no trial and error, okay? But coming from, a space within the heart, light and love is actually paramount with this transitional process throughout the world, throughout humanity, okay? So there's personal messages which can come through these readings. There's also world messages which come through these readings, which when I realized that, it just blew my mind. And when I first started getting into this stuff, before I started reading, it was the world predictions that really got my attention and really captivated me, because I started checking out a bloke, his name's Joe, over in America, and he was doing New Year's predictions. And this was way back years ago, and every New Year's he would do a live stream of his world predictions, like for the next year. And there was so many things that came true. It just blew my mind. Like every New Year I'd sit down with a piece of paper. Someone just said, do this also, and just see what happens, okay? Because the proof is in the pudding, and it's like scientific evidence, right? So prediction, write it down, see what actually occurs, see what you think it is. Like, you may assume that it's something where it might actually not be the case, but it's not until it happens that you realize, oh yeah, that actually makes sense. Now, anyway, so I did this with this bloke, Joseph, his name is Joseph Tittle, I think his name is. I think he might still do it, but I'm not sure. But anyway, back in the day, yeah, really good. And that's what captivated me. And then I realized when I was doing this YouTube channel that the same thing was like happening, like depending on where my thought processes were when I was reviewing the videos. If my attention was set to receive a world message or something to do on a global level, that information would actually come through, right? But if I realigned my intention to watch the video through personal messages and stuff like that, it took on a completely different interpretation. Okay, so someone just said the possibilities are endless, all right? And it's not going to speak to everyone, right? Like, seriously, it's not one size fits all, and it's kind of you figure out what works for you. all right? Use your own discernment. For someone here, someone needs to take their personal power back and put their foot down, okay? And it's a recall, retracting of energy, okay? And energetic, they said influx, but output, okay? There's help on the way and good news incoming, okay? For somebody here, a change of perspective may be required or needed to either put your foot down or feel better about something so you can do it, okay? It's mind over matter for this one. So if you are struggling and if you're stuck in a rut or something like that, this might be, you know, an encouragement to try something else. But it's the way that people are viewing things, and your own personal perception, okay? So let's think outside the box for this. For somebody here, it's your brain is actually rewriting pathways, and it shall be done. I just said the use of kinesiology, okay? The use of vibrational kinesiology. And they're referencing still to an energetic influx, okay? If you don't know what that is, check it out. It's a healing modality, okay? It works on the energetic levels and stuff like that, but it's really in depth, like there's quite a lot to that. It's worth checking out here for someone, okay, if that just sparked your interest. Now I'm getting round, okay? Going round and round. Could be on the global levels, you know, with the debacle or other things, personal relationships, workplace. I just heard ethics, okay? And I just heard you snooze, you lose. Now this feels like there's someone here, it's a lady, okay? And she's just like, chop, like, let's get on to it, let's do it, all right? But remember to take the time out, because I'm seeing someone here who is really exhausted, and they're just like on the couch as soon as they get home, like not enough hours in the day, like what the hell? There's a rescheduling here, okay? Take time for yourself, please, if this is you. And it's it's like getting you back up on the horse, but whatever the horse is to you is anyone's guess. It could be more rest and relaxation. It could be moral ethics. It could be, you know, workplace career wise. The career front is actually looking good for someone here. But it may take some time to, like, they're showing me like ironing out wrinkles, like there seems to be a little bit of a, and someone just said a trip hazard as well, so watch out if that's literal or symbolic. And I just did hear ego as well on a symbolic level. Please, but getting back to it, please recheck the fine print or finer details regarding your current circumstances, okay? They're still saying that the proof is in the pudding and we'll just wait and see what happens, because someone's getting presented with information, they're saying workplace related, okay? And then this person's reading it and going, oh, I just wonder, and put it down, okay? And it's just sitting there kind of looking at, just kind of mulling on it and just seeing how they feel regarding it. Now, they say good luck resumes, okay? But the power of belief is important. They're saying self-belief, and there's also an encouragement here to please believe, like someone who's working with spirit and finding it really hard to either trust or follow, or they're saying guidance and things like that. Now that's okay, because that's your personal learning journey, but you'd be well aware of your spiritual either connection to spirit guides or the divine, however, whatever you're working with, the higher self as well. Someone just said, please don't be hard on yourself, but it's a matter of self-belief and trust and strength, okay? Now, if you're lacking in these things, you can ask for these things. That's one thing that I've learned. If you're lacking the strength, ask for the strength. Pray for the strength. And I just heard strength renewed. So that's a scripting language there, guys, which is a program which filters down and it's activated inside of oneself, okay? So they're saying self-ish observance, okay? Now don't take that personally, because it's self-ish, sorry. And it's to take things less personally. There are more meanings behind things than what's generally accepted, but due to like programmings and things of that nature, how we're taught to perceive images, words, symbols is quite ingrained within us from a very young age, okay? So let's broaden this, okay, and broaden horizons. Someone here is going on a plane trip, and I'm seeing it go across the ocean there. It's a far distance travel, and I just heard UK, all right? Now you'll be safely guided to do so, okay? And I just saw your passport being stamped, and I just heard safe landing. Okay, so put your fears and worries aside. Don't be worried. It looks like you've checked in and you've checked out. All right, and showing someone at the airport and like the departure and then the arrivals, right? You've got your luggage, everything is okay. Try to put your fears and worries aside, okay? They're saying safe landing, okay? You're all right. There's definitely a significant UK connection here. I'm kind of seeing that more on, like, that's where you're going, okay? Oh, a lady just held up a little Union Jack, a flag, and went, yay, Union Jack, right? So that's funny. That's multi-layered messages there, okay? Now there's an older gentleman here who's in kind of like casual clothing, middle class. He's got a knitted woolen jumper on. He's got trousers, slacks on, okay? But he's not dressed to impress as such. It would have been everyday clothing. He's also got like a golfer's hat on, okay? And he says the world is your oyster. The world's your oyster, sweetheart. Now he's got a gift for you, and there's good news coming in. All right. He's showing me you being presented with. He's still saying UK. There's a UK connection here, all right? And it's coming in for you, and you might not know what to do with it. You might not know what to do with it, but it's like, it's within your grasp, it's within your hands, okay? Now, you're looking a bit dumbfounded, mate, going, well, what the hell is this? Like, what do I do now? What am I supposed to do with this, okay? Now, you'll figure that out, all right? There's deeper truths here, and you'll figure that out in time. They're showing me a little bell, like a little wake-up call bell, okay, that's going, you know, ding-a-ling-a-ling. It's a really nice bell. And then there's like a whoop, whoop, whoop. Now pay attention to the red flags, guys, if you can. All right. They're actually showing me sounds, sirens, alarms, things like that. For somebody here, okay, don't everybody get paranoid, but for someone here, take it as a sign from God, okay? There's going to be some connection between these sirens, alarms, or something like that. And it's going to, like, they said propel you forward, but it's going to hit you. Like, it's going to... you're going to feel something here and a message is going to come through, and they're saying take it as a sign from God, but you're still learning to trust yourself, and you're still learning the ropes of the spiritual communication, okay? Do take scientific approaches, guys. I'm really feeling that, okay? It's really going to help you on your journey, because like, it's hard to trust, mate, and it's hard to know whether it's you, your ego, or whether it's spirit, okay? And but don't be worried about that. Now, for someone here, like, don't be worried about if it is ego or whatnot. Just take a scientific approach, because then you won't, and then let it go, okay, and just see what happens, because then you won't dig yourself a hole, okay, mentally, physically, or anything else, okay, in other people's lives and things like that, okay? Now, they're showing me the Kundalini. They're actually showing me two snakes, which is interesting, coiled and moving up, okay? Someone just said Shakti and Shiva, is it? I can't remember how you pronounce it. What do they want to say? Oh, wow. They're giving you a gift. Shakti and Shiva. Wow. They're showing me them as a couple, and they're standing side by side. And I feel like Shakti's actually giving you a gift, but it's from them both. I just heard a baby boy. That's interesting, guys. And they just said, lo and behold, good tidings of great joy, a baby born unto you. Okay, so that's interesting. All right, there's some sort of not giving up hope yet within a circumstance, whether that's connected to that last message or something completely different or off topic. Okay, and this is the way you should be viewing, like, this readings and stuff like that. Like, the information comes through, but it can just trail on, okay? But use your own discernment with this, okay? However it's speaking. Feel these things with your heart if you can, okay? Try not to be too over analytical regarding anything of psychic information, okay? The reason why I'm going more into depth with this sort of stuff is because I feel like people should really know this, because it can get confusing, especially if you can't scientifically prove or hear or sense or feel something as clear as this 3D physical reality, okay? They're saying a fourth dimensional approach, and I'm actually seeing vibrations being lifted to meet and achieve that vibratory level, they just said, okay? So this is coming from spirit, and I'm quoting what they're saying, okay? The knowledge that I've obtained through my study and what I've personally looked into myself really does help, guys. So if you have certain knowledge in certain areas, mate, you can expect Spirit to use that and utilize that, especially if you're working within this industry, okay? So you'll attract people. I really feel like I'm talking to like a lot of readers or people who are psychically gifted that might be on this journey, okay? Keep that in mind, someone just said, all right? Might be something coming up later for you where you really might branch out and get into this. They're saying it's a personal evolution, but you might not be quite there yet. Okay, but I feel the need to, it's almost a necessity and a duty to explain these things to you, okay? But I also understand that everyone's responsible for themselves as well, so do take that on board if that works with you, because stress less, mate, stress less. Everybody is responsible for themselves. Try not to be worried, okay, and try not to live a life in fear. They're showing me like nail biting, like really on edge, going, worried, what other people think or whatever else, what's going on. And going drama. I just said roaster-rama. Oh my goodness, that might be a copyright infringement, okay? I don't know, I just got, oh my goodness. It could very well be, all right? We might have to, if I can, I don't know, I'll have to look into that. I'll just have to trust the process, all right? But that's, I just remember that that's off an ad from years ago. I don't know if that ad's still running, okay? But it's over in Victoria that it was, like decades ago, all right? Oh, geez. But it's going to hold symbolic or significance, okay? It's going to hold significance. That's why these things come through. You just got to pray, you know what I mean, that it's for the greater good. And someone here is, they're showing me someone is actually safely guided and protected throughout this life, okay? But continue, they're saying responsibility, self-responsibility, and taking stock of oneself and reclaiming your power. Now, there's certain ways to go about that, guys, and they're showing me the difference between reclaiming your power and getting real, maybe amped up, worked up, and then going right and just getting into something. And it's focusing on external things. It's almost like, I want to use this as an example, but it might be a bad example. It's just like, reclaiming your power and then going out and protesting and burning buildings down. Okay, that's one way to do it. Okay, that's one way of reclaiming your power. But it might not be in the best interest of yourself, other people, or the general world populations right now, because we're trying to raise our vibration, guys. Okay, we're trying to raise the vibration of Earth and of humanity. Okay, we're not trying to lower it into anger, fear, hate, envy, spite, malice. Okay, that's not where we want to go. Okay, and but everyone's on their personal learning journey as well, so please be kind to everybody. Like if you're actually watching this and seeing people reclaim their power and go act offensively, okay, just take that as it comes. Don't let it negatively affect you. It's called self-responsibility. Okay, know that they're learning what they need to through them doing that. Okay, and how they're feeling and how they're responding to things, okay? May you find peace from knowing this, that they're learning what they need to and they're exactly where they need to be, and you are too, okay? They're showing me a chalkboard and writing, okay? Lessons are being learned, they're saying, but everybody's learning style is different, okay? Someone just said, allow this to speak truth, okay? Feel this with your heart, guys. Personal understandings will take place. And if you're not ready for something, or if it's not the right time, or if it's not in your best interest, it probably won't happen. That's kind of the same with like challenges, hold-ups, and delays, okay? There's for some people, it's going to be searching deeper and searching further into things, okay? For other people, it's learning to let go, all right? So be true to yourself and your own personal journey with what you feel is right for you. Okay, if you're doing too much of something, try to counteract or balance out something here, okay, and you can take your time on this, but I'm really getting a rushed effort and a chop for some reason. So, and they're playing the song Under Pressure. I'll put that link in the description box below because I love it when music comes through. But might speak as well. There's messages in music as well. Everything speaks. And it's beautiful. It really is. Everything's a bloody symphony, but that's for another day. It's self-comprehension, someone just said, to personal learning effects. But they're saying go within and center oneself inside of oneself. Buddhist monk is coming through, and that might be the path for you. It's not the path for everybody, but it might be the path for you. If for someone here, it's worth checking out, okay, and just looking a little bit deeper. Now, find different interpretations of things, okay? So, example, the Bible, okay, so the Christian Bible has many different translations. Like we've got, King James Version, we've got the NIV. It's all countless versions that the way it's been interpreted, okay? It's the same with Buddhist texts and things like that. So there's different translations, especially of the Tao, okay? The Tao's got different translations. I bought the Tao in a different translation and it made no sense at all. I'm like, what the hell is this? And I really tried. I really tried to understand it. I'm like, it's just not doing it. It felt lifeless. It felt lifeless when I was reading it. But then I found this one, okay, which I just happened to come across in, I think it was Dimmicks or something. But this hit home. Okay, this moved me on such a different level with a different interpretation, and it's one of the best books I've ever read, if not the best book. Like, it really takes me places. It takes me on a spiritual journey. Like, that's how intense it can be. Okay, so try not to give up hope, but it's not one size fits all. Okay, we'll just see where they want us to take it, because even though I'm explaining all this stuff, I'm still getting them to guide me. Okay, so this is a trustful. This is a trustful. You got to trust this journey and process, guys. They're showing me grapes of wrath. Okay, so anger and stuff like that. Try not to take things personally, guys. If you can. It is easier said than done. But I'm telling you, like, if you put the work in, self-work, self-effort, gaining new perspectives, different approaches, inner healings, put in that work. It's not about going boom, 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 and just like completely, diving right into this sort of stuff, though it might be, okay? But every little bit of effort, the snowball, okay, it accumulates, but it's all these little snowflakes, mate, that just build up. It all does something, okay? It all amounts to something. You've just got to start somewhere and put just a little bit of work in. Just get started on something, all right? And sooner or later, they show me a magician and they're like, voila, there it is, okay? And it's like, it's beneficial for realizations and things like that as well. Sometimes you need the realizations before you can move forward and step forward. They're saying that's divine timing. Okay, and your willingness and wantingness to want to learn within life and personal evolution. Okay, there's a career change here for someone, and don't look back. Okay, and there's a don't look back in anger for here. Sorry. They're showing me fruits today, and I'm not sure why. Someone just said it's a bittersweet symphony. Okay, but try not to feel hard done by with that. And someone just said grasping what's rightfully yours, and it feels like a divine right. But they showed me a cherry as well. So, however, the cherry symbology speaks to you, okay? But it's coming through as like a sweetness, okay? That to focus on, it's like manifesting sweetness, I suppose. But watch out for the pip. Like, it just seems like it's a balancing out effect, the black and white, the grey. Like this, it's interesting, but it's your perspective on these things, because the cherry pip can actually break a tooth, mate. But if you're aware of the potential of a pip in there, it's not such a nasty surprise, and you probably have your tooth intact. But sometimes we forget these things, okay? And sometimes things are unknown, and it's there for a reason, all right, for your personal learning experience and growth here. I just said, take to the skies, kid. Take to the skies, kid. And they're singing this song. Wow, this is really old. I think they did this on a children's program. They're like, make fun of it. Like, have fun in this process, because they're singing like inner child energy. They're going, up in the air, I fly, zoom, 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 zoom. A lot of Aussies might know that. I don't know if it's an American thing as well, but it's interesting, okay? Please recheck the fine print or the finer details regarding anything, okay? Because there's circumstantial evidence, and it's like evidence of circumstance, okay? And some sort of situation or circumstance has changed. Something here, it might be null and void, but you might not be up to date, okay? Or you might not have the most recent information. So get studying, get into it, get the information that you so need, professional help. I just heard lawyer, accountant, a tax. They said tax and they said attorney, okay? So they're giving a blessing and saying goodwill to all men, and peace be upon earth. Okay, this is very biblical. Okay, this is very, I suppose, New Testament and stuff like that. But there's a massive cycle that's changing here, guys, just like the story, you know, within those sorts of texts. Okay, whether it be Christian, Hindu, whatever. There's, you know, cycles are coming to a close now, right? And we are going through some debris. Okay, so whether that be emotional, spiritual, they're showing me like debris up in space as well. Okay, like outside of the Earth. Okay, they're showing me Earth's atmosphere, asteroid belt, and also other things. Okay, space junk included. Okay, and it's I'm just asking for guidance with that. There's something here which we're going through, which we need to go through. And they're saying on a personal effect, a karmic resolve, and on a global, like humanitarian, humanity level. Okay. Someone just said, keep an eye on the sun and you'll get a better understanding. They're showing me like solar flares too and stuff like that, but however that spoke. There's something here which is imprisoned, okay, and they actually showed me something external to Earth. I'm not sure what that is, but if they're giving that symbology, regardless of whether it's actually literal out there or whatever, it's talking about something external to yourself, okay, and maybe your world. Okay, it might be affecting someone else, all right, that it's got some sort of captive symbology, okay, or being held back, stuff like that. Time to break those chains, guys. I'm seeing handcuffs and I'm seeing someone actually break that, and it's kind of just like no more of that, okay. I'm sick of living this way. I'm sick of doing those things. I'm sick of being held back in a sense, but you're just going to have to see, I just heard free-for-all. It could be a free-for-all, but like I'm not really taking that as a bad thing, but we'll just see. Like it's kind of like that's how the cookie crumbles type thing. It's being at peace with these terms and conditions, and they just said earth-based relationships. Okay, I have no further explanation of that terminology at all. So let's just see. Now, there's significant damage which has been caused to the earth. Okay, obviously we all know that. We've been getting told for years, but what are you doing to help the situation? They're saying. Okay, they're showing me pollution, they're showing me rubbish, they're showing me toxic waste dump, they're showing me nuclear, okay, and France just came through, okay, they're actually showing me that. I'm not sure why they're showing me that, I have no idea, but I just saw some sort of official contract details or a change of hands, okay, so I'm not sure. Keep an eye on the newspapers here, guys, if it's something to do with that, if this really interests you, but we'll just wait and see. It's a learning curve. The next 3 months is quite significant, I feel, to do with changes of contracts on government, company. It's invaluable, they're saying, which it seems important to me. It's the higher powers and they have spoken, okay? Because something here is not good enough, okay? But what are you doing to help? What are you doing to help yourself? What are you doing to help others? What are you doing to help Earth? What are you doing to help humanity? You know what I mean? Now, there's more to life than giving money, all right? They're showing me, you know, donations and things like that. It might make you feel better, whatever, okay? But they're showing me people putting it in their pockets and stuff like that, all right? Now, that might be happening, that might not be happening. I'm sure that there's different codes and understandings and ethics through every company, policy, procedure, whatever. But there's more we can do, okay? But it's up to you, and use your own discernment with what you feel that you're capable of doing. There's no point burning yourself out, getting stressed out, trying to save everybody else when it's you that needs to take the time out, when it's you, when you need to look at you, when you need to do self-healing, okay? They're saying that's just as valuable in its own right, because to heal thyself will heal thy planet, okay? There's a reference to Earth planetary grids and an energetic uptick, okay, and influx, okay? They're showing me a Earth planetary grid which is currently vibrating and shaking, and it almost looks like that, if you guys have knowledge in this, it looks like the grid is actually going through a light body pop. So it's like, you know, it's like shaking, shaking, shaking. This happens on a personal level as well. You can actually go through this personally. Shaking, 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 and then it's gone, it's reached a certain threshold and it's gone pop, and then it's looking brighter, lighter. I just heard more awareness and the cosmic influx of awareness, okay? There's a psychic upticks here for someone, so earthquake uptick as well, okay? So upticks are when, you know, things start ramping up. It's more, what do you call it? Like stronger and stuff, more of it, different experiences, learning curves, all right? And someone who needs to keep an eye on the coast and stay away from the coast, okay? I'm seeing US, okay? US, stay away from the coast, especially around the Florida area, okay? And there's a reference here to, I don't know if it's a hurricane, but someone just mentioned Katrina, okay? So this information has come through before, but there's someone here on the other side is actually worried about that, okay? So that's their message to you, okay? And you're going to know if it's you. There's no point living your life in fear. You would have had a good, you know, knowledge or understanding here, but he's saying stay away from the coasts, all right? Especially the Florida panhandle, all right? And there's some sort of strategy here, and put that strategic process in place using knowledge, logic, wisdom, but trust your heart, okay? Please trust how you feel, all right? This is about you. This is about your heart and trusting your own personal intuition, your gut instinct, and how you feel. But put those appropriate steps in place with knowledge, logic, wisdom, understanding, and information, okay? And things are subject to change. Information, personal truths. There could be new information, a revision, an upgrade. There's other things that are coming in as well, okay? It's highly beneficial for someone here to take that time out, okay? You need to rest, okay? You really need to rest. You need like bed rest, okay? Like seriously. And it's coming through like your body really needs to do some serious recuperation here. You might be struggling with an illness or something like that, okay? You'll probably know this, but it's a very strong encouragement here to look after yourself and put yourself first for once, okay? And I feel like you don't really need to do a thing. Like maybe other people are helping you, and even if that's not the case, you still might not have to do a thing, okay? So know this, okay? Know that you can actually take the time out and stop feeling bad about that, all right? You're actually learning to live for yourself, because they're saying you've actually spent a lot of lifetimes, if you believe in that, but you've had a lot of past experiences, we'll put it like that, even in this life, of serving others, okay? But it's to a detriment, okay? It's to a detriment. So they're going, more of you, sweetheart. It's all about you now, okay? So let's do this and jump into it, guys. See what can be done, okay? The power of positivity is here, okay? But it's challenging times, density shedding, emotional values, okay? And a bit of an undulating effect. Try to go with the flow, do what needs to be done. Inner healing, inner work, guys. And we got this, okay? And it feels like a really good vibrational energy, which will shift, okay, to a higher resonance, okay? And someone just mentioned the Schumann resonance as well. Keep an eye on that if you're interested, okay? Anyway, I love you guys, okay? That was a bit out of the ordinary, but I love you guys so much, okay? And I hope that this serves you well. I hope this is very valuable to you. I hope that understandings and realizations have been met through the course of this reading and you watching this, okay? Don't be afraid to branch out, okay? If you need to talk to me, okay? But if you're after like specific psychic information, you can book a reading. I do worldwide readings, okay? I'd prefer to do video calls at the moment, just because of my personal life circumstance. Okay, so more often than not, I'll encourage video call readings at the moment just because it's easier for me, but regardless, the information can be just as strong, okay, to spirit, the information like just like this. Even if this video didn't resonate, if you get a specific reading just for you, the information comes through to you regardless, okay, whether it's in person or via video call. Distance is of no barrier, and it takes belief in oneself. And I had to break down those barriers. I had to break down those walls and believe in my own ability to be able to achieve that. Because, you know, some people can struggle with doing long distance readings, okay? And it took a lot of work, but we're here now, okay? And but I'm here to help. So don't be afraid to branch out, reach out, comment, whatever, I don't know, hit me up, I don't know. But yeah, book a personal read if you're actually after psychic guidance, okay, guys? Because that's my service and that's what I'm here to do. And I try to be as fair and reasonable as possible, okay, with everything. But this is always a service in your highest and greatest good, and I will do my very best to maintain that higher level vibration, okay? Because that's what I'm trying to achieve in my life. That's what I want to achieve, guys. I hold that dear to my heart, and especially moral ethics. Now, I just said we can't get it right all the time, okay? Why? Is because of free will and other influencing factors, they just said. Okay, so if you book a reading with me, get a reading with me, or whatever, or even with anyone else, okay, if you're seeing psychics, mediums, channelers, whatever, and they get it wrong, okay, there's a reason why that happens. Every time, there's always a reason. It's more about, okay, you can either let it go and just know that everything happens for a reason, which some people do, but things can actually change. And it depends on free will, personal choice, okay, and the choices and decisions and free will of other people. All right, so it's actually quite a complicated matter, okay, but we can give you the highest, like, either potential or where the most possibility can, like, where it can go, okay, but things can be subject to change, all right, but there's always a deeper truth, a deeper learning, all right. Someone just said we're all bound to make mistakes because some people over here are learning as well. There's people in spirit that I've come across and they're here now, some of them, are actually learning the ropes of spiritual communication. So when they've passed on and they come in to talk, okay, they're actually learning themselves. Like they've actually got a guide or an angel with them trying to teach them spiritual communication because maybe they've never done that before, or they're trying to hone that spiritual communication with the living, okay? So be kind. Be kind to everyone, the people on the other side, the psychics, the mediums, and yourself, okay? Because there's differences in interpretations, okay? And everybody reads differently, and you're going to take it differently, okay? But remain open, all right? And just know that there's always deeper truths, deeper learnings, and it's a self-healing journey, okay? Try not to worry too much about the future, even though, like, obviously this is my job and stuff. I really encourage people just to stop stressing about the future too much, okay? But obviously if you need help or guidance, we're here for that, okay? But learning to let go can be paramount, okay? And sometimes when we hold on so tightly and we're so hell-bent on something, we've got to get to that point before we learn to let go and know that everything is okay, because they're saying divinely protected, okay? But trust. It's hard to trust, okay, guys? I love you so much. Oh my goodness. I'll see you guys later. Namaste is coming through, so namaste. And peace be on your journey, guys. I love you. I love you. I love you. I hope you can feel this love, okay? You're all beautiful and I love you, okay? Just take it easy. Take it as it comes, all right? I'll see you later. Okay, see you.